folks, it's Kikoskia here, and welcome back to Let's Play Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. And we left off, we're getting closer to where the anarchs sarcophagus is, but we've come across a bit of a snag. These lasers. I can't turn these off, I don't have the hacking skill necessary, and stepping into them will doubtless trigger the alarm and alert every single guard that I'm here. They've known many times over, but we kept reloading and going into alternate timelines to prevent that knowledge from sticking in their minds. Now what can we do? We could use celerity and just ignore the fact that we trigger the alarm. That's risky. We could also try and jump over and crouch. That's not going to work either. We don't have the maneuverability and control while in the air. And so I asked Halloween what I should do. And they came up with a very sensible suggestion. This thing here that I tried to manipulate before, this is indeed what controls the lasers. And if we can't hack it, we'll hack it with violence! And there we go. Now, it's sort of broken. Now the guards know that we're here. So I need to be very careful. We're just short enough to get under these. So once that's off, we do this, and there we go! We are through. Excellent. Now, there's an exit here, but I doubt we're going to be able to get that way because, yep, I don't see a handle. I also don't see a handle that way. I do, however, see a handle here, and nobody has come round. So long as we don't kill anyone, we should be fine. Ah! It's one of these. I'm going to save before I go through one of these, because we have seen the awesome power that these doors have. The ability to bind a vampire permanently. And now we get to see that happen in third person. Marvelous. Okay, I'm expecting... Right, what do we have here? This area is open. What is here? The answer is seemingly nothing. This is likely an extremely good place to hide if we are pursued. Yeah, there's nothing here. There is that on the ceiling. That's probably a shadow. Is there a way in here? Yes! Yes, there is. Likely another good place to hide. Nothing there. Yeah, it's just a bunch of darkness here. Let's keep moving. The guards will remain in ignorance of our presence. Suits me just fine. Okay. Is there anyone in here? That's likely where it was.
I can't understand why someone would go through the trouble of stealing a box with a very ancient corpse. This city's not that dull.
Hello, Beckett. How are you? How did you get here before I did? Oh, I just came in through the back door. Didn't you? Darn it! Beckett? What are you doing here? The answer is obvious. Researching.
I'm an archaeologist, so I thought I'd indulge in a quick study of this Ankaran sarcophagus everyone's so riled up about. My guess, from what I've read about it, is that it's a mummified Mesopotamian king. I needed confirmation.
Did you get to examine it at all?
Oh, I really wish I had. All this speculation about the sarcophagus containing an antediluvian and being a portent of Gehenna is making me cringe. These are the kinds of ridiculous, superstitious assumptions I came here to debunk.
An antediluvian? Well, we know about Gehenna in character, but we don't know about antediluvians. So let's ask about them. Antediluvians?
No one I know has ever met one, but each of the clans and their bloodlines supposedly trace their origin to an original vampire, an antediluvian. Some swear these grandsires still exist into the present. But then, kindred and kind believe a lot of strange things.
They would be a phenomenally powerful group of vampires if they did exist. And if they woke, that would be Gehenna. For they'd be very hungry. And Gehenna?
Armageddon, doomsday, the end of all kindred. It's a common facet of most mythologies. Fear that the world will end. Many believe Cain and the antediluvians will return to consume or destroy all kindred. I wholeheartedly disagree.
Ah, you don't believe in Gehenna. Are there other signs?
What prophecy doesn't have vague apocryphal signs? Let's see. The usual ones cited are the appearance of thin bloods, Cain sightings, doom, gloom, that route.
Why don't you believe in Gehenna, though?
As I said, many cultures have the fear of some form of apocalypse. Kindred believed in these stories when they were human, and naturally carried them over into kindred myth. But it doesn't take a supernatural act to cause widespread destruction. Humans and kindred are just as capable of managing their own destruction as a deity. A self-realized Gehenna warrants more vigilance than a god-induced one, don't you agree? Such is my argument, which so frequently falls on deaf ears.
That is a very sensible outlook, and I can see that not being listened to. Can you tell me more about the Thin Bloods, Beckett? I've met a few of them.
Thin Bloods rarely exhibit features or powers of their clan, and many can't embrace. Some are even rumored to have reproduced. Many kindred are terrified that their weak blood heralds the dissipation of every bloodline. Somewhat of an ignorant reactionary response, don't you think?
It's certainly one that would be throwing away a useful asset in kindred society. Imagine having a vampire on your side that isn't as affected by the sun. They could better blend in as a human. They'd be invaluable. And yet, superstition and myth cause vampires to hate them. It's a shame. Who's Cain?
Cain is the biblical first kindred and founder of the mythological first city, Enoch, a place where kindred and kind coexisted. I believe Cain's a figure concocted to personify the transition from nomadic society to agrarian society. That myth, like most, has been twisted by time.
Then again, it could all be true. You don't know. You've got great reason to doubt, but it could be true. We've seen stranger things, certainly. This is all fascinating stuff. How long have you been studying kindred lore?
For 300 years I've been trying to determine the function of our existence, the kindred's role in the world. I'm not content to attribute it to some act of supernatural biblical vengeance. We exist for a reason. And if it takes another 300, I'll figure it out. Any thoughts?
We gained a stat increase there. Interesting. We're aliens from outer space. Let's not do that one. I think we're a predatory species, like lions. It's carnal and sad and basic, but it's the most logical. I think we're a predatory species, like lions.
Yes, I've heard that theory before. It certainly seems plausible, but there's little proof to support it. Still, it's a better explanation than a divine sentence for manslaughter.
I agree.
Remember, the truth won't be told in time. It will be told by us. Well, my work here is stolen away into the night. Think I'll do the same.
Goodbye, Beckett. Completed the museum without killing anyone. What did we... We gained a point of scholarship, I think. Ooh, that's a fantastic prize. So 12 points would get us all the way up to 5 scholarship. Which would be incredibly good, because then the only way we could improve our research would be to improve intelligence. We have 15 experience points, by the way. I have no idea what to spend those on. No idea what to spend those on. But we don't need to sneak anymore. We're absolutely safe. Also, we should save. And once we've saved, we'll go and speak to many people who aren't LaCroix. We've got to go see Pisha. We have an artifact for them.
Hop in.
Sure, why not? We're going to go to downtown and hope we don't attack the taxi randomly. Please don't attack the taxi randomly. We did not attack the taxi randomly. Fantastic. Right, Pisha is over here. Hello, don't mind me. It looks an awful lot like Mr. Gimbal, didn't they? It's not Mr. Gimbal, though. We killed Mr. Gimbal. Right, in we go. We learned a lot from Beckett. And we're slowly gaining Beckett's trust. Which is important. Okay, into here. Crouch in. Go this way. It'll quickly bring us to Pisha. Who's still here? Hello.
Yes.
Here's the item from the museum.
Yes. This is genuine and of use to me. There is something resonating from it. A whisper. I will give you this in trade. It is known as the odious chalice. It swells with spilled blood and offers its bloat to its owner.
Great. I'll be back if I find anything else. Let's have a look at this thing we were just given. It is here. The odious chalice. The perverse creation of a Zemitzi fleshcrafter, this abomination is forced to live a tortured eternity in servitude to the damned. As you kill enemies, the chalice will fill with blood. Use the chalice to feed from it and gain its stored vitae. Ugh. That is pretty much the awful remnants of a person that has been chopped and changed magically to become this. Note the eye. There's also something else we could do. We could give up the arm that Mr. Gimbal was holding and give it to Pisha.
Yes.
I brought you a little snack for free.
If it satisfies you, I make an effort to only prey on the weak and worthless, consuming their flesh not out of spite, but out of self-preservation. I wither and rot without it. It is my survival.
Farewell, then. I believe that got rid of... Yep, we no longer have the arm. To be fair, holding onto the arm, it's probably a bad look if we were ever discovered by the police. Like, why do you have this arm? It's my lucky arm? And they're like, lucky arm, eh? We have a couple of things that we could sell. Best place to do that would be at Trips. But we also have the anarchs that we should go see. We should go and talk to Smiling Jack. We can't talk to Nines. We can also try and talk to Rebel. So to go talk to them, we need to go this way. It's not actually that far of a walk from a taxi. Just round a few corners, and we'll be there. We could also go to our apartment and check things out there. Likely a good idea. Just go and catch up with people, see if there are any quests we've overlooked. We have a lot of experience. I need to think about how to spend it. I might just spend it on the ability to persuade people more, or the ability to sneak into places more. A little bit more dexterity might serve me well. For now, let's go talk to you, good sir. Hello, how you doing?
I heard you were down poking around the museum.
I was there to get the sarcophagus for LaCroix. Wait, how'd you find out?
Kid, you don't live to be as old as me without cultivating a few connections. The least of which should be able to penetrate the iron veil of the local Natural History Museum.
I was there to get the sarcophagus for LaCroix, yes.
Seems like he has a lot riding on that sarcophagus. He gets such a fierce bug in that powdered wig of his.
Why does he want it so bad, though? I have a couple of theories. Oh yeah, like what? Well, if there's an antediluvian in there, he could ally with it? Kid, that's not what's going on.
I got another scenario for you here, kiddo. Gonna bounce it off you, see what you think. You ever hear of, diablerie?
I was wondering where that word would pop in. It's something that vampires rarely do. But oh, the benefits of doing it. And the risks. What is it?
Well, it's when a vampire drains another more powerful vampire to death. Diablerie is the Sabbat's specialty, but it's a big taboo in civilized kindred circles, and damn sure forbidden by the Camarilla.
Why is it so taboo?
When a younger vampire diablerizes an elder, the younger vampire gains all of their powers.
So, what he means by that is, say you were a 12th generation vampire, and you diablerized a 9th generation vampire. You would go from 12 to 11. You could even go to 10 if you drained someone who was powerful enough. Not only that, you could also gain some of their proficiency in disciplines. You might even gain a smattering of powers that you wouldn't normally have access to. Kristoff in Vampire Redemption can diablerize a Setite vampire, and they gain Serpentis out of it. You also lose some humanity for it too. It's a horrendous thing to do. I see. Wow. You don't think...
Prince is willing to tear L.A. apart to find this thing so he can have it. Why? What would a power-hungry vampire like LaCroix want with a sleeping ancient? I wonder...
I wonder too. What should I do then? He wants me to bring it to him.
You gotta figure a drop of ancient blood would make any kindred just about invulnerable. Anyone who has a sarcophagus is gonna be thinking the same thing. If LaCroix gets a sarcophagus, at least we know where it is.
That is true, I guess.
Besides, getting the sarcophagus and getting into it are two different things.
They are, that's true. I'm out of here. I should probably report to him soon. Getting into it would require the key. Nothing from you, I imagine.
What the hell did you want?
Where did Nines go? You're not going to tell me, are you?
Don't expect to see him until this bullshit is resolved.
No, I didn't think you'd say anything. I thought I'd ask. Alright. Anything from you?
Heard anything?
No! Still nothing from you. So there's one more place I'd like to go. And that is, I like to... go and... Actually, no, let's not go to our apartment yet. Let's do that after we've seen LaCroix. But I'll save before going to see LaCroix, just in case I miss anything. It's not likely that I'm going to miss anything. So let's go over here. Past this building that we're never going to get access to. Looks pretty nice, though. Past all the gargoyles that we're inevitably going to have to battle at some point. We also managed to do the whole museum thing without getting into trouble. So no blood was spent. Quite glad about that. Right, let's make the save here. We need to hear our amazing dialogue from Chunk. We'll also make another save. And this is the one that we're going to be going forward with. Alright, in we go! To give LaCroix the terrible news that the sarcophagus was not there. But we did do what we were told to do. Hello.
Oh, excuse me, starting to doze off there. Oh, I need to get a guard animal of some sort to alert me when folks come in. Maybe one of them chimps like on that show Ape Detective? Oh, that monkey always gets his man.
LaCroix's expecting me.
Say, Fruit Pie, if you're still up and about in a few hours, why don't you stop by at the end of my shift and I'll treat you to breakfast, huh? Endless stack of flapjacks, little boysenberry syrup, your security teddy bear.
I'd love to, but I've got business to attend to. I'm sorry. See you later. We really do have business to attend to. If LaCroix caught us eating pancakes when we should be delivering news, it wouldn't go well. Well, this is a different situation. You look a little pensive, LaCroix. You look exactly the same. Ooh, I didn't notice this before. How ominously placed. So, got some bad news for you, buddy.
The folly of leadership is knowing that no matter what you do, behind your back there's hundreds, certain that their own solution is the sounder one, and that your decision was the byproduct of a whimsical dart toss. I pronounce the blast sentence, and I soak the critical fallout. I make the decisions no one else will. Leadership. I wear the albatross and a bullseye.
We have the opportunity to butter up LaCroix, but I don't think he's going to take that too kindly. So let's just ask what this is about. What's this all about, LaCroix?
The blood hunt on Nines Rodriguez for the murder of Alistair Grout will be called. Rodriguez's execution is only a matter of time. I have lit the fuse. If a war ignites, it's my head that will sharpen the pikes for. At least I can rest easy in knowing that you, my most promising attendant, has relieved me of one encumbrance tonight. Do you need assistance bringing the sarcophagus up to my office?
Yeah, about that. Yeah, I didn't bring it back. It was stolen.
Stolen?
Stolen? How? Who would...
Oh, Gary. Gary, you treasonous maggot. I should have anticipated your treachery, sewer rat.
Gary?
The Nosferatu Primogen. The Nosferatu were responsible for finding out where the sarcophagus was taken after the Dane, and for getting keys to the museum. They were the only ones who knew. It's obvious to me now. My mistake.
The
I want him found. I want him found. The sarcophagus could be exploited, causing who knows what catastrophe to this city. If it were to fall into the wrong hands...
He was about to say I want him dead. You could see the visceral anger. He is enraged. He's furious. We're not going to prod to find out stuff about the sarcophagus. He is a powder keg ready to blow, and we do not want him to blow up in our face. I will find Gary and the sarcophagus.
The Nosferatu lurk in the filth below the streets of Hollywood, but not even I know just where they hide. Hollywood is, unfortunately, lacking in any Camarilla loyalties. Hollywood's baron is an anarch named Isaac. Isaac's more civil than the anarchs downtown, but nonetheless he wears his mistrust of me on his sleeve. He may know how to contact the Nosferatu. Find Gary and get him to talk. That sarcophagus could be used against us. Do not come back until you have it. Now, I must announce the blood hunt and bear the brunt of all consequences. Escort her out.
And we are being escorted out. Ooh. He is incredibly angry. And now we have a task. Go to Hollywood and find that sarcophagus. At least we get to go to the streets of glitz and glamour, eh? Oh, we're probably going to die. Whoever took the sarcophagus is not going to be happy. that we're poking about asking for it. And it might not be Gary. I have a feeling it might be someone else, but Gary might know who took it. There are other people in the city that have connections that aren't allied with the Camarilla after all. There's the anarchs. There are the other vampire-like entities that exist. There's even werewolves. It could have been a werewolf. It's our job to find out who, though, and get it back. And then probably betray LaCroix. Because let's face it, I don't trust LaCroix as far as I can throw him. I can't throw him very far. But I still don't trust him. And when we come back, folks, we'll go to our apartment, check things out there, and then make our way to Hollywood. There'll probably be places that we can buy stuff, places we can sell stuff, and many, many, many side quests. And who knows, we might get hit over the head by the Sabbat again. Or we might be a little bit more careful, and we won't get hit over the head by the Sabbat. Instead, they'll just shoot us. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not. And if you are subscribed, press that bell for those notifications. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.